What is up, everybody? Just leaving work on a Friday. It is getting hot here in Honolulu. The car thermometer says 102 degrees. I don't think that's actually what the temperature is outside right now, but I think that's what temperature it was as my car was baking in the sun. So today we're going to be talking about 3 tips to have a successful one funnel away 30-day challenge. So as you guys know, I am actually on the last day of this 30-day challenge, this one funnel away challenge, and I've really enjoyed the experience. I posted a video to our YouTube and recorded a Facebook Live earlier about a full review of that program, but we are kicking it off with this Monday, starting up. Got some friends doing it with me. Brian Ensminger of the Engaging Missions podcast is going to be doing it. My buddy Jeff Stanford from Maryland is going to be doing it. He's a photographer and he's got some amazing travel hacks. And he's been flying all over the world for like $17 and stuff like that. So he's going to be trying to develop out that program. Our friend Clayton from Clarksville, Tennessee is a barber. I've worked with him a little bit to get his marketing and IG stuff kicked off, and he's just done a really good job in the beginning of his barber shop opening, and his wife is doing some network marketing with a program called Stamping Up, and so I'm excited for the 5 of us to do this. So the first tip to do this well is to do it with a guide. Go through it with someone that has done this before. So I really benefited from going through this program with Brian Spatalski. He gathered a group of us here in Hawaii, and we just started a little iMessage chat, and he would check in on the regular, and we just kind of share what we were learning. And so while there is a Facebook group that's going to be created, I think there was like 2,500 people that went through this current challenge, so you just kind of get lost in the mix. And so to be able to have a small group there, and having Brian, who's been through the program before and understands it a little better, having him accessible and being able to just talk with that group in a smaller setting has really served to make the program really beneficial. So if you're thinking of doing the one funnel away challenge, this 30-day challenge, which I highly recommend, I would make sure that you find a guide to go through that with, someone experienced that's gone through it at least once. Kind of will be able to answer some of your questions and check in on you and see how you're doing. The second tip for success with the one funnel away 30-day challenge is really commit to it. Really commit to this 30-day challenge. Make sure that you're doing all of the content. So I think about week 2, you're going to be working on your hook, story, and offer, and make sure that that stuff is nailed down, because once you actually start building the funnel, that's going to be the foundation of your funnel building. So I think that we actually work on offer, and that's something that you've got to really have put together. So when it comes to offer time, make sure that you're really thinking that through and spending a good amount of time thinking about your offer, because that's the foundation of what you're building there. The third tip, the second tip, just really putting your all into this. This is 30 days. Give it your all. Stay focused. Stay with the content. Be engaged. You know, you're paying money to do this, and it's super good content. I saw in the Facebook group for this round of the challenge that somebody didn't watch Steven's videos. There's 3 different videos that usually happen every day, but Steven is pretty intense, but he really grew on me. At first I was just like, whoa man, this guy's intense, but this guy just drops nuggets of truth that are so good. And so make sure you're watching those videos as well. So first tip for getting the most out of your OFA 30-day challenge, number 1 is go through it with a guide. Be a part of a group. Find a small group of people. Find someone that's gone through it before, and find a small group that you can chat with and ask questions to. You can interact with the big Facebook group, but like I said, it's a little more difficult, and it's just not as personal. Doing it with a group of friends makes it a lot more fun. Tip number 2 is to make sure you're really giving it your all. Really engage with the content. You're doing it. It's just 30 days. You will have weekends to catch up, but really try to stay with the content and schedule out a time to do it and give it your full attention. yeah, and then when it comes time to work on your offer, make sure that that's really solidified. That's something I had stuff written down, I had ideas, but it still wasn't like super solid, and so I was just like, oh gosh, we're moving, and one of my foundational pieces there isn't ready. Excuse me, there's some merging traffic there. So that's tip number 2. Tip number 3 is listen to things at 2 times speed. So there is a lot of video content that's going to be coming through, so you can skip to the 12-second mark on any of Russell's videos or Julie's videos because they have a 12-second intro. I'm pretty sure it's at that 12-second mark. So that'll save you 12 seconds right there. And then I listen to everything at 2 times speed, which you can do on YouTube. And then I usually use Brave as my browser, but I got Chrome as my browser so that I could download a Chrome extension. And I can't remember the name of it offhand, but it just allows, I think it's like video playback speed or something like that. And it allows you to bump up the video playback speed. So even at 2 times speed, you can go up, you can increase it by 1/4 speed. So I think by the time things were going, you can listen to it at about 3 times speed or something like that. So you just push it to the fastest that you can still retain what they're saying, and that'll really cut down on the amount of time you have to listen as well. 4th bonus tip, I guess, is take notes. I just kept a Google Sheet for each week, and I'm excited to finish the challenge today and go back and look through my notes and just, what were my big takeaways from the first time going through this. So those are my tips. Oh, the big bonus tip, this is important right here. They give you a 14-day free trial to ClickFunnels, and you need to make sure that if you're not wanting to, you need to make sure that you start that trial once they start talking about funnel building. So I started it early, and then you end up paying the subscription so that you can build things out later. So if you're unsure if you want to subscribe right away to that service, which is really an amazing service, it's an easy way to make your funnel and also make websites. They have a lot of pre-made templates and stuff on there ready for you to go. So it's a great product. But if you are wondering when you're going to actually start building your funnel, I don't think that actually happens till about week 3. So if you're concerned about that, don't start your 14-day free trial until week 3, and they're talking about actually getting into that funnel building. And you'll know that that's happening because one of Julie's videos will be actual funnel building. So I hope that those tips were helpful. You got 5 tips instead of 2 there. So the first one is, if you're thinking about doing this, do it with a guide. I'm going to actually be guiding a small group on starting this Monday. If you want to jump in on this training, there is still time. I think Sunday's the cutoff date, so you're cutting it a little bit close. But if you want to join our group and do it with us, please let me know. I will put a link in the comments when I get home. And tip number 2 is give it your all and make sure that your offer work that you're going to be doing, I think in week 2 is really solid, because that's really foundational, that offer. But really carve out time, schedule time to make time for this, because if you put the effort in, you're really going to get a lot out of it. Tip number 3 is use a Chrome extension to go ahead and make your videos playback faster. You can listen to the YouTube videos at 2 times speed. Stephen Larson's coaching calls come on Facebook, and so I just grabbed a Chrome extension there to listen to those at a faster speed, so that cuts down on your overall time. So just push those things to as fast as you can learn it. Bonus tip number 4 is take notes. Just open up a Google Sheet for each week. That's what I did, and take good notes. What are your big takeaways? What are the ahas? And then something I just try to do personally with note taking is at the end of whatever notes I'm taking, I try to go back through and then bold things that are like, man, those are really ahas, and I really want to remember those. And then tip number 5 is, I don't even remember what I said. Oh yeah, don't start the free 14-day trial until week 3 once you start actually building your funnel, if you want to get the most out of that 14-day trial. So those are my 5 tips for a successful 30-day one funnel away. Brian Spitalski's watching right now. Thank you so much, Brian, for inviting me to do this first 30-day challenge with you and serving as a guide. One of my first tips was do it with a guide. You and the group that you formed and serving as a guide really made the experience a lot richer for me, and I really appreciate everything you have done walking us through that, and I'm excited to serve as a guide for this next round we're doing, and I hope to serve as well as you did. So those are my tips for the 30-day One Funnel Away challenge. I really recommend you doing it if you're excited about entrepreneurship, business, or marketing. The amount of content that they give you and the value that they give you is way above the $100 that it costs to do it. And I'm just motivated. One of my favorite questions from 2018 was, if you had unlimited resources, what kind of mentors would you have in your life? And it was a lot of fun to be able to sit with these three people, sit under their teaching for 30 days and feel like they're coaching you and kind of giving you insight into their mindset. So yeah, if you're considering it, still jump on. Sunday's the last day to join up with this one. And again, that first tip, do it with a guide. So I don't think I'll be able to commit to doing it again anytime soon. So if you want to get in on this group and have me as your guide, please sign up. So there it is. All right, I'm gonna finish this one, and I'm gonna